Have you ever heard an idea so ridiculous, so utterly detached from reality, that you have to stop and wonder if you've accidentally stumbled into an alternate dimension? A dimension where the sky is green, gravity is optional, and the Miami Dolphins would willingly, knowingly, hand-deliver their single most dangerous weapon to their most hated, most dominant division rival? Well, buckle up, because a new trade proposal has been cooked up in the national media labs, and it is so mind-bendingly absurd that it defies all logic, reason, and the fundamental laws of football physics. The proposal? Tyreek Hill to the Buffalo Bills. No, you didn't hear that wrong. And yes, it's as insane as it sounds. Welcome to the wonderful world of trade season, where our 0-3 Miami Dolphins are apparently no longer a football team, but a full-service concierge for Super Bowl contenders. With our offense completely out of sync and the losses piling up, the national narrative is set. Miami is having a fire sale. But this latest suggestion from Josh while at Pro Football Network isn't just a rumor, it's an insult. The logic presented is almost childlike in its simplicity. The Bills are a Super Bowl contender. Tyreek Hill is a player who can put a contender over the top. Therefore, the Bills should trade for Tyreek Hill. It's a beautiful little theory that completely ignores the one tiny insignificant detail that this is the real world, not a game of Madden. Let's start with the most glaring, obvious, and frankly, stupid part of this proposal. The Miami Dolphins will be trading Tyreek Hill to the Buffalo Bills. Let that sink in. We will be taking the cheetah, the player who gives defensive coordinators nightmares, the cornerstone of our entire offensive identity, and gift wrapping him for the team that has owned this division for the better part of a decade. It would be an act of franchise malpractice, so profound that it would deserve its own wing in the Hall of Shame. Can you imagine Chris Greer picking up the phone and telling the Bills, "Yes, we see you're 3-0 and have the number 1 offense in the league. We'd like to help you with that. How about our all-pro receiver in exchange for some magic beans?" It is a non-starter. It is a joke. End of story. There is a better chance of me suiting up at quarterback this Sunday than this trade ever happening. But here's the truly fascinating part of this whole debacle. The article, in a closer look at reality, reveals that this trade makes 0 sense for the Bills either. It's so poorly conceived, it's a lose-lose. You see, the entire reason Buffalo's offense is firing on all cylinders right now is because they moved on from the Stephon Diggs era of having a single dominant WR1. They've embraced their receiver-by-committee approach. Their quarterback, Josh Allen, just said it himself. He credited his recent reduction in turnovers to this exact everybody-eats mentality. In his own words, he feels free, throwing to guys like Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman, and Curtis Samuel because he doesn't have to worry about force-feeding the ball to one superstar. Their offense is thriving on balance and unpredictability. Now, imagine parachuting Tyreek Hill into that system. He is, by his very nature, a gravity-warping talent who demands a football. He doesn't just join an offense. He becomes the offense. While that would certainly add explosive plays, it would fundamentally break the very system that has made Buffalo so successful this year. It would risk pushing Josh Allen right back into the hero ball habits that lead to turnovers. So, why on earth would 3-0 team with the league's top-ranked offense willingly disrupt their perfect chemistry to fix a problem that they don't even have? They wouldn't. This trade isn't just a fantasy from Miami's perspective. It's a solution looking for a problem from Buffalo's. Now, while the idea of sending Hill to Buffalo is a joke, let's use this moment to have the real, painful conversation. Is the idea of trading Tyreek Hill, in general, completely off the table? Sadly, no. When you're 0 and 3 and the offense looks this broken, no player is truly untouchable. The core concept, that a struggling team might trade an aging, expensive superstar to a contender for a massive haul of draft picks, is sound. The destination, however, would have to be an NFC team, a team we see once every 4 years, a team like the Lions, the Rams, or the Packers. A trade would be about jumpstarting a rebuild and acquiring the assets needed to reshape this franchise for future. It would be a heartbreaking but logical move. It would not, under any circumstances, involve a team that we have to play twice a year for the foreseeable future. Ultimately, This ridiculous rumor is nothing more than a symptom of a much greater sickness. The fact that a national writer can seriously propose this and have it published is a damning indictment of the current state of the Miami Dolphins. It shows that, in the eyes of the league, we are no longer a serious competitor. We are a laughingstock. We are a farm system. We are a place where elite talent goes to waste until it can be rescued by a real contender. This isn't a trade proposal. It's a sign of ultimate disrespect. And honestly, it should infuriate every single person in that building, from the owner down to the practice squad. So no, Tyreek Hill will not be wearing a Buffalo Bills uniform. The idea is, and always will be, completely absurd. But the fact that we have to stand here and waste our breath debunking it should serve as the ultimate wake-up call. This is what happens when you start a season 0. And 3, this is a perception you earn. It's time to stop being a punchline. It's time to stop being the team that contenders look to for spare parts. And it's time to start being the team they fear again. All right, I have to hear from you. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most insane thing you've ever heard, where does this Tyreek to the Bills proposal land? Drop your rating and your best roast of this idea in the comments below. And if you're as fed up as I am with our team being treated like a league-wide garage sale, smash that like button to show some solidarity. We'll get through this nonsense together.